All right. Shalom, 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 y'all. Shalom. And welcome to Ask the Elect on Hold Fast Wednesday. We have a great show for you today. And as you could tell by the title, we're going to be coming straight down the middle. We're going to be coming with truth, not false premises, not lies. And we're going to be exposing the unfruitful works of darkness, and we're going to back it up with, as they say, with receipts. You know what I'm saying? um with that said, I am going to hand it over to the pastors to give an introduction, and then we're going to open it up and begin asking questions and getting answers.
Hey, Pastor Corey, you and Pastor. All right. Hey, you and Pastor Muir, go ahead and go first on the intro.
Right. Go ahead, Pastor Muir.
Hey, hallelujah. Bless y'all. Bless y'all. Shalom, shalom. All of Israel. Got an interesting show tonight. Hopefully tonight, y'all can see the exact angle that we're coming from, the exact angle which has always been, which is to help, to be an aid, to warn, and to guide. When you consider that you are speaking to men who have been doing this community thing for a little while now, homesteads, communities who have been doing this for a little while now, and doing it successfully, and really truly seeing people free. Hopefully tonight, number one, that the Most High is honored, and that you will see that His ways work. His ways always have worked. His ways don't change. And that's the real goal for y'all to see tonight. Again, is to edify the body and to warn, and for people to also see that there is wisdom that is here from men that have done this. One being Pastor Dowell, who has done this for over 30 years on communities. And then Pastor Corey, as well as myself. So bless all y'all. Hope y'all will enjoy the broadcast tonight.
Hallelujah. One of the things that I prayerfully hope that you do in tonight's broadcast, that you truly listen to wisdom, because as we begin to undress and expose where people are playing on the lack of knowledge, people are playing on this this way where people are moving in a false urgency and not really moving according to the Most High Yah. And I know for myself that the things that you're going to hear tonight is going to allow you to truly discern between what's truly right and according to the will of the Most High Yah, and what's going to cause you to be caught up in even more mess, traps, and snares of men. I'm just here to tell you that I know for myself, in choosing what is in this book, what's right, I'm able to pound for pound, step for step, look at how we live and know surely that this leads to kingdom living. And the last part of that is that there shouldn't be, if you are a Israelite, if you are one who say that you're a believer and call yourself a saint, then you only have a narrow path to live in. There is nothing that you need to accommodate outside what Yah is doing to bring his people out of her and to cause you to live set apart so that you don't be a partaker in the things that's coming on. You got to remember that. You got to really know what that means. And I think tonight is going to define a lot of that for you if you truly listen. Hallelujah.
All right. Well, glory to the King. Well, it's actually unfortunate that we're actually here tonight in this vein right here, but nevertheless is here to set the captives free, is here to deliver a lot of people who would otherwise, if they did not hear what we have to say, they would be taken in the snare of the fowler. There is a lot of people out there vying for your attention. and they can't accomplish the task that they need to what they said that they want to do at hand unless they have your involvement. Also, these people pretty much know the type of demographics of people that they're dealing with. And it's amazing how that the two men that we're talking about tonight, RingoTv and Nubreed, was two of the greatest followers of my channel. Two of the men who actually used to speak positively of me until they believed one side of a story based on somebody else's perspective. Well, they had fun for the last 3 weeks. Well, now they got a new initiative out there now called the Unlimited Potential Farms, Lands, and Purchases. And they say that they're going to be building a community. However, they're telling you a lot of things, but they're not telling you a lot of things. We're here to fill in the gaps. We're here to tell you what the intent and what the purpose is, and we're going to expose what they're not saying. And this video is here for a record for every single one of you, and also a testimony that if you choose to get tied up and you choose to get locked up with these people right here who refuse to do things after what the Bible, what the scripture says, because they've already done thrown that away. They done thrown it away and thrown the law out and everything else. You deserve exactly what you get. So warning always come before destruction. And remember that God's people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Now, Israel, there is something wrong when you get mad at the messenger instead of paying attention to the message. There's something wrong. And let me end this particular opening right here by saying, listen, men of Israel, you need to make sure that you know that your masculinity is not wrong. It's not wrong in any way, shape, fashion, or form. I know that the world is fighting against that tooth and nail, and people are doing whatever they can to try to castrate you, but there are deceivers, there are evil beasts, and there are slow bellies. There are people that seek to make merchandise of you. There are people that seek to make sure that they take advantage of you, out of which they're actually trying in some form or some way, using some of the same language and jargon that we do, because of our experience. We have experience. We're speaking here tonight because we're speaking from experience. We're speaking here tonight because we're speaking from wisdom. It was like Pastor Muir said, we've got, let me see, all types of accusations out there against the ministry, and all of them are unfounded. All of them are misguided. We're also going to show you how when these guys speak, they speak with a forked tongue. They're lying wait to deceive. They are not, they are in no way, shape, fashion, or form care about the truth. Remember, these are content creators. The only thing they want to do is put out content, shock jock you, appeal to the flesh, and hope that you will continue to keep listening to their rhetoric, because you're going to learn a lot here tonight. Y'all be blessed, Israel.
All right, so we're gonna get right into this, and like Pastor said, you're gonna learn a lot. Pay attention. I'm a start this out by just painting who these people are, and as we move through this show, you're gonna see the evidence, not hearsay, and not false premises. So I'm gonna just read this quick thing. I wrote here, what Ringo and Nubreed do is base their arguments on false premises, leading to sinful, unrighteous conclusions. All right? And the definition of a false premise is false premise. This refers to a statement that is assumed to be true but is actually false, and upon which an argument or conclusion is based. Okay? And you're going to see, we're going to refer back to this because, again, they don't, which what we're going to show you is they don't follow biblical principles about how they go about, how they reach their conclusions on things. And we're going to show you this with evidence you're going to see the words coming out of their mouth. It's going to be very straightforward. So I actually have a small history with Nubreed. He's been on Spiritual Combat, my show, before, and he told me he was gonna come speak at this event we were doing, the Atlanta Dry Bones Rising event, and at the last minute, he canceled out and said he didn't know how it was gonna affect his brand, and he said he could do it if we were willing to give him an honorarium. An honorarium is money. And and listening, me and Pastor talked a little, and the picture that's beginning to be painted is that I'm beginning to discern that this dude is about money. Okay, but time is gonna tell. The latest false premise that they have come out with was a video they did last night. I think Nubreed did it well, and Ringo did a video also. And basically, they accuse Pastor of being jealous of their community. Now, we have evidence that Pastor has in the past, he has helped other communities. Okay? We're going to run that video. But that's one of the latest ones they've come out with, is saying that that's the reason why we're even doing this show, because we don't want to see another community come up. Couldn't be further from the truth. Again, I'm talking about eyewitness things that I've seen, where I've watched Pastor help people outside of Straitway. Okay? The second false premise that they came out with is, again, they're saying that Pastor, out of the blue, just started attacking them because he's jealous. But what they leave out is they have been levying false charges against Straitway for a month straight, with well over 100 hours of videos of false stuff. In fact, Ringo ran a video that was complete lies from a woman who had mental problems that was a part of my assembly, and we have receipts, video evidence contrary to what he put out. So these people are deceiving liars. They base their stuff on false premises. And then the last situation, one of the latest situations that, again, everybody has saw this, is the situation that played out with Rollo. Rollo was one of their so-called brothers, and because one of Rollo's friends or something showed up unannounced, Ringo and Nubreed, jumped to, again, their false premises and assumed that it was some type of conspiracy and plot against them from Rollo, and they cut him off. Mind you, Rollo had video evidence and eyewitness testimony of the dude who showed up unannounced. He came on Rollo's show. The dude DM'd me, wanted to come on my show and tell his story. But anyway, and the dude said he acted on his own. Well, they cut this brother off. That's not book at all. So we see a pattern with how these men are moving, and that's the reason why the timing is as such. Not because we're jealous. We just see the wickedness on them, and we're trying to correct them and rebuke them, but even more so, we're trying to warn the saints. All right? So, with that said, we're gonna get this thing rolling. We're gonna play. We're gonna again play some video evidence. We're gonna start it off with a short snippet, and so let me play this real quick. It's a short video, and then we're gonna have the elect council, chop it up. All right, so listen to this.
We're building a community that has nothing to do with, a religious belief personal beliefs, none of that.
Okay, so this is one of the things they're standing on that they've been implying is they're going to build a community with no common unity. Pastor, elect or pastors, if y'all can, I'm gonna hand it over to y'all to chime in.
Well, when I listen to the initiative, what they have planned out, I can tell you right now, according to what I know, everything about the Most High Yah and what He has laid out in Scripture, this is already doomed to fail before it even began. They're talking about what they're going to do, but they haven't done anything yet. They haven't done nothing. And to go back for a second and answer something, how can you be jealous over something because we don't see anything? We don't see anything done. There's nothing there. You know, let me give y'all a little bit of history of Straitway before I get going here for a second. For about 3 or 4 years prior to 1998 until 2008, that's when I first got on YouTube. I was out here on this land in 1998, minding my own business with the Israelites that was with me. Nobody knew nothing or heard anything about Straitway or Pastor Dowell because YouTube is not even, well, it wasn't even created then. I was on international shortwave radio, AM, FM stations, at least 15 or 20 of them all across this land. Until one day I heard the Most High said, make yourself known. Made myself known. And mind you, in 2008, I was just throwing up little segments because you could only upload 10-minute segments at that time on YouTube. I was uploading 10-minute segments. Then I heard him again a little bit later where he screamed and thundered and said, I said, make yourself known. And I got the picture. Believe me, he don't have to say it too many times before people can get it. But when I look and see what these brothers are, or I'm going to say what these males are doing, RingoTv and Nubreed, they are viewing all of you out there as simps. They're hoping that you align yourself with them, with their false message, because they know they cannot get it accomplished without you. I need y'all to be able to, when we go through these videos, y'all need to see the pandering that they're doing. You need to become proactive and you need to start listening because they're trying to make themselves rich and the investors that have invested in this off of your back. It's called a Ponzi scheme. Now, if you don't know what a Ponzi scheme is, I'll give you the definition of a Ponzi scheme. A Ponzi scheme is an investment scam that pays early investors with money taken from later investors to create an illusion of big profits. A Ponzi scheme promises a high rate of return with little risk to the investor. It relies on the word of mouth as new investors hear about the big returns earned by early investors. Now, I use the word Ponzi scheme there because it's going to be developed and seen through their own mouths as they're saying a lot of things, but only those of us who can read between the lines and be able to hear what's not being said can explain what's going on. First of all, number one, they haven't showed you anything. They said they was out there with boots on the ground. I saw Jordans with cellophane on them and tennis shoes or whatever it is, but I didn't see no boots on the ground. This is what boots on the ground look like. These are my boots right here. That's what boots on the ground look like. This is what RingoTv shoes look like with boots on the ground. This is my son Jordan's right here, and he had these cellophane around and stuff because he didn't want to get his J's dirty. Now, I'm going to ask y'all a question out of a real true heart. Do you really truly believe that somebody like that is going to build anything? Do you really truly believe they're going to set forth leadership in such a fashion and way that you're going to be convinced to be able to follow this? They're selling you a song and a dance. And the reason why they're selling you a song and a dance, because these people understand the demographics that they're going to be dealing with. They understand the people that are listening to them and their audience. and they're going to swindle everyone that moves to that. And y'all listen to me very closely, because this unlimited potential farms and lands purchase has nothing to do with the Most High Yah at all. Later on, it's going to be bought out in the video that they don't want nothing to do with the laws and the commandments of Yah. They don't want nothing to do with religion. They want to be able to create a community and an environment where all people of all different backgrounds and all different faiths are welcome. Now, I'm going to ask all of us something. Those of us who have morals and standards, are you sure you want to be able to live in a community to where you may have your neighbors may be homosexuals or lesbians or Satanists or wizards or witches? They may be people who are pedophiles, who believe in all different extremes of alternative lifestyles. They're talking about bringing all of these people together. These people purchase land, that's what they say, or either rent land, and we all are going to build because they say that we all have a like mind. You can't have a like mind unless you have an outline and a plan that defines what that mind is. It has to be definitive. They're not being definitive. What this is called Satan's agenda, or called the ecumenical movement, where they actually have all these faiths get together and we all agree against the creator of the universe, because we're trying to build something like they did of old. Remember, there's nothing new under the sun. Remember what the Most High Yah said when he looked to the angels, and he says, during the Tower of Babel, they said, if we leave these people alone, they would do this. They would literally build this thing all the way up to Shemaim. These people are trying to do something that functions independent of Yah. And they're telling you that there's a guy out there by the name of Mike that is the, listen real close, land owner. And he has investors, people who own homes and businesses that are in this, that are waiting for a return on their investment. All this is going to make sense what I'm saying, but I need to get this out here real quick so that everybody can comprehend and hear what's really going on. You people got to remember who you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who have already taken positions that you take portions of the Torah, portion of the scriptures, rip it out of your Bibles, ball it up, and just throw it away. That's what you're looking at. So anybody out there can speak with conviction, but that does not mean it's right. What they are doing is they're targeting a certain demographics of people, and it's going to fail. It's really, truly going to fail. It's doomed to fail. I am so sure that it's going to fail that I am willing to put up $10,000 to show that it will fail within 3 years. And you know the reason why? Because anything that you're trying to do without Yah, and even though the scriptures warn us over and over again for us to not make no league and no covenant with the inhabitants of this land. And now we're going to make leagues and covenants with the inhabitants of this land, and we're going to try to do things independent of Yah. We're going to try to find our own peace. We're going to try to find our own soldiers. We're going to try to find our own happiness and stuff. What you're looking at the investors, Ringo and Nubreed, getting ready to benefit off a bunch of ignorant and blind people that is willing to throw money at them, and they're going to be the ones that's going to make off with it, and you're going to be left with the bag with nothing in it at all, and you're going to be left with a so-called quote-unquote community that's going to be desolate because ain't nobody going to be there, because in a short period of time, everybody's going to be at each other's throat because there's no chain of command, there's no leadership, there's no order in this whatsoever at all.
Hey, and Pastor, on what you said in the beginning, hey, look, just inside the so-called Hebrew Israelite community out there, you got all them types of people you name with all them issues, let alone getting out if you letting people that's outside of the so-called Hebrew Israelite community. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Well, remember 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 10. It clearly tells you that the love of money is the root of all evil, for which some have strayed because of covetousness or greediness, and they have pierced themselves through with many sorrows. And all this is going to be evident tonight. So we're here. We already clearly see what's going on, but we need to get this record out here so that the people out there in the land of the internet or the land of social media will be able to have something to be able to go to be able to prove and test everything. Because remember, the blind lead the blind, and they all are going to fall into the ditch. And these people, while they're not calling themselves leaders, they're really truly are acting as leaders.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Pastor Dowell, you said something really powerful. I want to cover just a few bases because, just in the inception of what you started and what you were doing before the Most High unctioned you to make yourself known, there's one thing that I've always realized, and I realized that it was only going to be done with Yah's people. And this is what I mean. See, when Yah is calling you out, and he's calling you to walk the narrow road, and then even the book says that only a remnant is going to be saved. That means that's not going to be everybody. And so the like-mindedness comes with those who have the same heart that Yah had planted in them so that you can function according to his will, no matter what's going on in the world. If we go all the way back to Torah, when Yah wanted to have Moshe to bring the 70 elders, he said, I'm going to put some of the spirit that's on you, on them, right? So that they can help you bear the burdens. Well, he wanted them to have the same heart. When we looked at the disciples and we looked at those in Acts, when they dwelled together, they had the same heart. So you're not going to be able to have the same heart. And that's one of the things I paid attention to. We was just talking about this. I remember when I first came to Straitway, I remember early on, Pastor, when you all used to have the booth set up right there when you come down the road before you come in the gate. And I discerned everybody coming in the gate when you would go to the booth, because who ghetto, who don't have the same spirit. And this is what you're going to have when you have these type of people that come together. Ain't no deliverance going on. So these people are going to just tear at each other's neck. And I just want to point out one scripture, because how are you going to deal with things such as this? I'm going to go to Luke 17. I'm going to just read verse 1 through 3. And it says, then he said unto his disciples, it is impossible, but that offenses will come. They're going to come. Anytime you got people coming together, anytime you got people stacked on top of people, anytime you got money being dealt with, and you have all of these things that causes the inner man, the nature of man, to rise and feel slighted, and let alone the spirit that you're dealing with, it takes you having the spirit of Messiah to operate in you, in order to be able to go to one another, to work these things out, to be able to want to have the mission at hand to be more important than the person who's trying to be a part. The mission at hand is more important, and people ain't going, especially if my number one purpose, my number one reason for being a part of something is what am I going to get out of it? If I'm expecting some type of investment, if the number one thing ain't seeing the will of the Father being done, you're not gonna get what you think you're gonna get out of that. Let's finish reading. It is impossible that offenses will come, but woe unto him through whom they come. It were better for him that a millstone were hung around his neck and he cast into the sea, than that he should offend one of these little ones. Take heed to yourselves, if thy brother trespass against thee. Now, this is what they're not going to have. See, ain't going to be none of this. See, it's not going to be about if a brother trespass. It's going to be some shit. It's going to be some stuff that's going to go on, and people are not going to know how to handle it. All right? It says, take heed to yourself. If thy brother trespass against thee, rebuke him, and if he repent, forgive him. And if he trespass against thee 7 times in a day, and 70 times in a day, turn again to him, saying, I repent, thou shalt forgive him. That ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna be that type of. It take the love of Yah. It take the love of Messiah to be able to operate. And my whole point is, I know we came to a place where I see that type of love because I look at what we tried to do. I look at what I've seen you try to do. I've seen the long suffering. I've seen the endurance. You're not going to anything. I've never seen nothing in the world where you see people long suffer and deal with people without it going to a level where you just can't come to a resolve. You don't find that. You rarely find that in the world. So you're not going to find that in some makeshift community that don't have Yah at the center. You're not going to have the love that's needed to make a community function. That's a key thing. Remember that, Israel. Remember that. You got to have the love to make a community function according to the will of Yah. Hallelujah.
Hey, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Both pastors, Pastor Dowell and Pastor Corey, man, they hit this on the head. I'm going to make this extremely simple, man. Extremely simple. Just listening to that clip alone, and there's been other things that Ringo has said as well, okay? The book tells you that without a vision, right, the people perish. Now, consider where you live at right now. For everybody that's watching this show, every single neighborhood, every single place that calls themselves a community, right? They all sought out from the beginning and said they had a vision of that place and how it was supposed to be. I hope y'all realize that. Understand that throughout this whole, all of these cities, all of these places where people live now, they call it communities. Anytime something bad outside happens in the so-called black community, right? They always tell you they got to come together, man. We got to come together. The community's got to come together. So they all say that they have a community. But when you read that passage and it tells you that our vision, the people perish, what vision is it? Because any vision, as he stated, without the Bible, it's not a vision. It's a plan set for destruction. That's what it is. It is as clear as day. Listen to what he said. He said this was not going to be a religious, well, basically telling you the same thing Ringo told you, that they're going to do it without the scriptures, is what he said, in quote. Okay? So if that's being the case, right, then what is it really truly based on? Without Yah, what does the Messiah tell you is based on? He told you, no man can serve 2 masters. He said either love one or hate the other. He named the 2 masters. He said Yah and Mammon. So they're clearly telling you in the fine print that people refuse to read what this thing is really, truly about. It's about money. If you hear in these videos, you hear people say, we're going to make an RV park. You hear them say, we're going to make an RV park. So consider this. Consider this ministry, right? Who is knee deep in when it comes to deliverance. Can you imagine just letting anybody rent something and come on your land where you live? Do you know the amount of demons that you are letting right in your gates? An RV park. We're just going to rent it out. They keep mentioning Black Wall Street. Well, when you consider what was one of the major downfalls is they let people in. Oh, we're going to set up movie theaters. They had movie theaters. They had all type of stuff. I heard them say they're going to put a gas station there as well. Do you understand what you're getting ready to experience? You're going to experience people from all walks of life coming through them gates, if it even has gates, that are loaded And when I say loaded, I'm talking about loaded with demons. Because you have decided to have a place, as he said, without the scriptures. Listen to what y'all are literally hearing. How does the sharpening happen? That's another question I got. Without the word, without the scriptures, how does the sharpening happen? You know, when brothers are dwelling together in unity, there's a sharpening that takes place. Iron sharpening iron. But how can iron sharpen iron without the scriptures? That makes no sense whatsoever at all. And then I'm going to harp on this too. I'll probably say this a few times tonight. This man had saran wrap on his shoes, man. No, for real. That man was walking around the land with saran wrap on his shoes, man. That right there should tell y'all 100% of what is getting ready to go down. Straight up. Again, we are all about people going out and doing community. Why do you think we've been literally listening to the man of y'all preach this forever? We came right behind. We preaching it and living it just as the same as the man of y'all forever. We've been doing the same thing. So we are about people coming together. But consider the prophets. Consider the apostles. Consider the Messiah. They were never popular because they warned the people of charlatans. They warned the people of the hirelings. They warned the people of what was coming. So they weren't popular. They were considered haters. But as our shepherd always says, we love you enough to tell you the truth. When y'all see initiatives like this, y'all better run in the opposite direction as fast as you can. As fast as you can. When you consider and you hear that the investors, wait a minute, investors, the communities in Straitway belong to the people, literally, because it was from the Most High Yah. So when you hear the investors, it's like, whoa. So wait a minute. We don't even have no part of this. What happens if the investors don't like what they see and you have came out there with everything you had? Where you go then? These are questions you really truly need to be asking yourself. Amidst all of the jargon and the foolishness that y'all love to put out there, I saw the guy Nubreed say it's 110, 115 acres. And then he said, this is bigger than all of the communities in Straitway put together. I say, well, hey, we got a lot of land here. It's more than 115 too. But at the same token, guess what you see? Unity. The only way you can have unity is with the Most High Yah. What do you think we were all trying to get out in this world without Yah? We said we wanted unity, but guess what? It never happened because there is no unity without Yah, without his law, statutes, and commandments, without his ways. Not a family over here trying to keep and do what the word says. And then all of a sudden, on this one weekend, the RV pulls up and pays $200-300 like he said a night. And they out there doing what is an abomination on the very land that you live in. What do you think is going to happen? Come on, y'all. Use your brain.
So, Brother Israel, let's go ahead and hit these video timestamps, brother, and we'll go ahead and run right through them, give a few comments, and so that the people can get a good understanding of the reason why that we're here. Excellent breakdown, pastors.
All right, so we got a bunch of different timestamps. We're gonna and we're gonna drill down and make sure y'all thoroughly understand this. I see a lot of y'all coming in, and a lot of y'all are getting edified by the truth that's laden with a lot of scripture. You hear how they're coming with it. I see y'all getting edified by it. We're gonna back up what we're saying about the first thing that everybody's discerning about these people is their character and the way they bear false witness. So I'm going to give you an example right here in this timestamp. I'm gonna get it up here. All right. Let me make it a little smaller so y'all can see it. There you go. Okay. So listen to the comments he makes, but listen with a discerning ear. Okay. This one I think is about 2 minutes long, and then Pastor Dowell, if you could, I'd like you to just to respond to some of this stuff he's saying. So just listen to again the false premises that come out.
Let's get to it.
This week, Wednesday, Hold Fast Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time here on this channel right here. Pastor Dowell, I'm going to cover what RingoTv and Nubreed and all these other people are trying to do. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'll put $10,000 up right now that it collapsed in less than 3 years.
Wow, 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 wow. You know what the Bible tells us, y'all? Proverbs 24:17 says, rejoice not when thine enemies falleth, and let not thine heart be glad when he stumbleth. Wow. Do you see how evil this is, ladies and gentlemen? You're not supposed to be praying on your enemy's downfall. He's literally putting money up. He said, I put up 10K. Do y'all understand how much he violated the scriptures? Like, this is against the law that he claimed to follow. And to bring money up involved, I put up 10K. We talking about a gambling man here. We talking about a gambling drunkard. Now, I have me an occasional drink every now and then, you know, but you ain't supposed to be getting out here and being drunk, right? But this man here is way out of pocket. This is a fact.
All right. So that was it. But these dudes are rapid fire with the false premises. You know what I'm saying? He's rattling them off. Pastors, I'm gonna open it up to y'all. Did y'all catch him? Did y'all in watching? Put it in the comments. Did y'all catch all those false premises? I mean, he was just rattling them off like he knew. Go ahead, Pastor.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, that 100% they're totally reckless. And now all of a sudden they want to use the scriptures when this whole unlimited potentials farm land purchase thing they're doing has nothing to do with scripture. Now you want to invite in y'all and you want to try to, you can't have it both ways. You can't listen. A double-minded person is unstable in all of their ways, in every single one of them. And you can hear the instability. He's going to call me a gambling drunkard, but then he has an occasional drink every once in a while. I have an occasional drink. It's just that when y'all see me drinking, I'm just casually drinking while I'm here on the broadcast, man. I don't spend every day of the week of an hour drinking all the dang time. But hey, you see the hypocrisy of it, though. Here you are, you putting forth the finger and you're trying to condemn someone and you are guilty your own self. I tell you, it's sad. But anyway, they spent the last month assassinating my character. They spent the last month slandering and defaming me without any solid proof. And all we're doing on here tonight is just exposing exactly what this initiative and what this narrative is so that a lot of people can be delivered from this, because these people are getting ready for all you that fall for this to make a lot of money off of your backs. And you ain't going to see them do nothing. They didn't do nothing out there. They spent a whole hour making a video. They didn't do nothing out there then but talk. And this is what this is all about. Nothing but talk. Pastor Gordon?
Yep. Man, I mean, Shep, you hit it right on the nail. You know, one of the things I'm gonna touch on, you know, is just really looking at, like you said, I mean, it blows my mind how you said this community is not going to have anything to do with religion. So that's already established. You have established your premise, but then you come back over here to try to bring correction when you straddling the fence. You can't straddle the fence. You lukewarm. I ain't gonna even say it, man, because it pisses me off, and it really blows my mind on how some of these people operate. When I heard them speak, I was just thanking y'all that Brother Michael Israel, y'all pulled you out of that foolishness. That's why I told you. I did a video a long time ago about I hate niggas, but I explained. You know what I mean? I explained why I said that, because this is the same foolishness you see, and people continually fall for. I believe I said it on the broadcast before, and I believe I was talking to some of the pastors or leaders. I was talking about this. I remember they had a summer beach party in Kansas City. Ain't no beaches in Kansas City. People walking around in swimsuits, and it wasn't even no water to even go to. You walk around, it's a damn junkyard right behind, and you walk around like you at the beach. See, this is the same type of thought process that they keep getting people in, and you got to think about this. See, I want to point out two things. See, number one, think about this. Pastor Dowell, did you not move to community because this is the way of Yah? This is the way that Yah is guiding the sheep away from the goats. Is it not? Bingo. So knowing that, then let's look at something, because see, everybody that understands that Yah is preserving his people for something. Why do you think all them people are running out to their community? What do you think they running out there to try to get things established? And you'll see in the video that they're talking about, they're getting their own places, and that your own food and all of these other things. So you only have the physical manifestation of things while you're doing it. But here's wisdom from the book. Let's look at something right here in Revelation. All right, we're gonna look at this in Revelation 13. All right, and we're just gonna read verses 16 through 18. All right, let's look at that. And then I'm gonna point something else out, because I want to bring this point home. See, you can't bounce back and forth with this foolishness and not understand that Yah is already doing something. So verse 16 says, and he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Well, this was wisdom that Yah allowed John the Baptist to receive, because he had a visitation. There was a visitation to warn him about a thing that shall come upon the earth. And Yah does nothing unless he warns his servants, lest he make it known to his servants. So this is what he's doing. He's always giving us the foresight. He's always giving us the end from the beginning. So Yah constantly is going to keep us in the know. And this is for his people. See, all of these people that's coming together, they're not coming together to operate in the wisdom that Yah is doing. This is what we're doing. All right. So know that Yah is giving this wisdom, because there is always going to be a time where the inhabitants of this earth, who Yah counted spittle, he count as a drop in the bucket. These people are nothing. So I don't know how I would want to dwell with all these people who Yah don't consider to be anything except but a drop in the bucket. And so I have to find those who are of the same covenant, of the like mind, those who are of the understanding of what our Messiah and what the Most High Yah is allowing us to see concerning the evil day that's coming. All right. Now, let me give you this insight in First Maccabees. All right. I'm going to read 29 through.
Y'all come on, Pastor. We got to roll through all these videos. We got a lot to go through.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It says, at that time, many who were seeking righteousness and justice went down to the wilderness. Can y'all still see me?
Yes.
All right. Many who were seeking righteousness and justice went down to the wilderness to live there, they and their sons, and their wives and their livestock, because troubles pressed heavily upon them. See, these things is coming, and we already know Yah is preserving a righteous remnant for us to be together when these things come. See, these people are just living together, they just coming together, and it's not going to be on the cause of Yah. It ain't going to be anything like you think it's going to be, because Yah hand ain't going to be in it. He already said it. And that's my piece. Hallelujah.
Hey, Pastor Muir. So I did hear him say and quote the scripture in Proverbs, rejoice not when you see your enemy falleth. He didn't finish the rest of it unless y'all see it. But anyway, let's go on with it. So this is already an admission of conceding that they've already failed, because they haven't even started to fail. So he's using the scripture as if they've already failed, and he's counting me an enemy. How can you fail something that you haven't even started yet? Pastor Muir.
I'm gonna make mine real quick so we can go back to these videos. Think about it. You know what you're not gonna hear him repeat? Pastor Dowell said in the same video, I hope that I'm wrong. He said it, I hope that I'm wrong. I bet you they're not gonna repeat that. And we all know the reason they're not gonna repeat that. Too much pride. Too much pride to even bring it out. Because at the end of the day, you can try to quote that scripture, but the truth is, again, years have been spent on teaching people how to do community. Pastor Dowell went to the Hebrews and Negroes conference and taught them how to do community.
Boom.
Okay? So I don't know where you're getting this about rejoicing when you see an enemy fall. It's ridiculous. It's called selective hearing. We can get to these clips, though.
All right, and real fast, what Pastor Muir said there again, we got receipts. That's what they like to say. At the Great Awakening Hebrew Gathering, the videos are on my channel. They're online. You can see Pastor teaching the whole so-called Hebrew Israelite community how to do community. No jealousy. You see what I'm saying? And all these other false accusations that they're bringing forth. These men are liars, and they're getting exposed. All right. The next timestamp we're gonna go to is, all right. Y'all give me a sec, and there we go. Pastor, did you have any in particular that you wanted us to bring up? Because we have a lot of them, so I want to make
go
sure
ahead
I'm going.
Rapid fire right now, and then whatever you didn't get into, then we'll hone in on that for the purpose of edification, exhortation, comfort.
Okay. So here we go. Again, this is like we showing you a pattern with these dudes, and this is the pattern that we've seen, which led us to doing these videos we're doing. Not because we're hating on them, but we trying to warn the sheep. All right. So let me see. This should be it. All right.
I don't know what's going on here, but they trying to jiggle the wires and whatnot. And off the break, let me tell you, he lying. He's making his own narrative of what happened in the situation. Everybody who's seen how Pastor Rufus was dealt with knows that Pastor Dowell dealt with the man unjustly. After Rufus served under Dowell for over 15 years, Dowell decided that he wanted to remove him from the land without giving him a proper trial. And that's what happened. A lot of brothers didn't like.
Now I'm gonna keep it playing, but do you hear this? Just blatant. This dude ain't never seen probably Tennessee, let alone been on Straitway. But listen to again the false premise. Listen.
Like how he dealt with the situation, and we looked up to Dowell at one point as a community leader, not looked up to him.
Okay, and again, false premise. This refers to a statement that is assumed to be true but is actually false, and upon which an argument or conclusion is based. This is how Ringo and Nubreed operate. They are not fit to lead when you just go off whatever you're told. And the evidence of that is how they dealt with their so-called boy Rollo. But anyway, pastors, did y'all have anything on that?
I don't even have to answer that. I can let Pastor Corey and Pastor Muir answer that. I ain't got to say nothing since they know more than I do. I'm talking about that Nubreed now. Pastor, is that true what he said? That we dealt with him wrong?
It's beyond false. And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Again, fruit. That's all you got to look at. Fruit. And I'm not going to waste a lot of time tonight even talking about what went on with Rufus.
There you go.
I'm not even going to waste a lot of time tonight talking about it because this thing has been explained in detail. Just when you hear him, he kicked him off the land like he lived in Tennessee or something. Yeah, this is ridiculous, and it's been so much time, and the reason why his name keeps coming back up is because we continue to see more and more things come out about what he was doing, and if you can clearly see, he's running to every single
platform,
YouTube channel platform he can to explain himself and his actions, and literally no one that was with him at one point has stayed with him. So I'm going to keep that extremely, extremely short when it comes to him.
Man, let's keep these clips rolling, man. It's said.
All right. So for the next clip, hey, Uriah, just go with the business one, and go with one of the timestamps on there.
On the table, just like everybody else, that you are invited to come to UP Farms, get something started,
right?
And we're going to support you however way we can
And
support.
it's about helping everybody here, like everybody helping everybody.
Right.
So if you're not willing to help others who are like-minded, then it's not for you. I mean, there's no shame on nobody.
Right.
It's about everybody, because you have other communities, and I'm always bring forth, such as like the Amish.
Yeah.
Nobody bothers the Amish.
Nobody
They don't bother nobody. They bought their land. They do their own thing. They're independent, self-sufficient. And that's what we need to be. We need to be independent, self-sufficient.
Right.
We need to figure out a way, and with the way the food crises are, with the negativity in the food and the carcinogens and all kind of stuff. So if you want to do something different, you buy your own land and do your own thing.
Yeah.
Grow your own food. Grow your own fruits and vegetables.
Right.
Then you'll know what you're eating.
Right.
You'll live longer.
Right.
And when you're around positive people, your spirit is positive, and you'll live longer. Yeah, all the sickness and all that kind of stuff, you won't have all of that.
Right.
You won't have the frustration.
Yeah, I think the reason why I like UP Farms is because at least you're doing it with other people that have the same vision that you have. Like you can go get yourself acres of land, but you're going to be by yourself.
By yourself.
You know what I'm saying? So like, why not just work together with other people that's trying to do the same?
Unmute your mic.
Thing you're trying to do,
Right.
and it just benefits everybody. If this sister's over here,
You got to unmute your mic, Mike.
Yeah, I did. So in that clip there, I'm not sure exactly what the timestamp was, but something I heard in that clip, it sounded like this guy here is kind of contradicting what they were saying, where they're going to outsource everything, and he's talking about being self-sufficient. So that's what I kind of heard on that one.
Well, it's because they don't have a plan. They literally don't have a plan. This is something that they probably sit down in some boardroom or whatever it is and try to put something together. And you got this is the start of confusion right here, because you got one person pulling one way. He's the landowner. Now, since he is the landowner, that means he's a major stockholder in this, if I can use them terms and be pure. But he talked about that he wanted people of a positive influence to be around each other in order to help get this going. But how in the world can you do that when you have RingoTv and Nubreed, some of the most negative people that there is on the internet, that there is? They can't even breathe without even mentioning my name, if you understand what I mean. So this is not going to work, man, because without a vision, they don't have a vision. They have an ideal. An ideal is not a vision. Without a vision, the people perish. Listen, again, Nubreed, Ringo, they've been following me meticulously for years, decades, at least a decade or something. Why reinvent the wheel? I'll tell you the reason why. Because their doctrine that they're trying to peddle now is going contrary to the will of the Most High Yah, and they don't want nothing to do with Yah. They're using Yah, and they'll drop Yah every once in a while to deceive the religious people, but they're trying to bring in everybody in this particular community right here. And there's nothing possible. Like you see that house right there. That's not a house. That's a shed that you buy on the side of the road that the Amish built, or you go to Home Depot. That ain't no house. And then somebody spent the money to strap that shed down. You didn't strap the shed down. You strapped the frame down. So the first time a north wind comes, the shed is gone, but the frame is staying intact because it's strapped to the ground. It has no insulation. It has nothing. I can take you right now down here the road and show you a bungalow that we built. And we spent probably about the same amount of money for that bungalow that we built that is a little solid, tiny home. And it costs less than it cost them to purchase that shed and put it on that land. You know why? Because they have no skills. They have no building in them. You're looking at, you know just well as I do, you have very few melanated people that is going to do anything to get their hands dirty. And Nubreed and Ringo ain't it.
Hey, if you notice what the guy in the video said and what Pastor just said, he said that the Amish did what? Built it. They built it. That's the key to what you're hearing. They built it. It's the same thing that you're gonna have to learn to do. Again, I want y'all to all understand the entire premise and mission of this broadcast tonight. It is to warn you, and for those that would like help, you can receive help from people who are doing what he just said the Amish are doing. Because guess what? Straitway is doing the same thing, building. You know what video we didn't see them review? Well, I don't know what video they reviewed, but I highly doubt it because it's something positive. Is the video that you did, Michael Israel, taking Pastor around the land. What did you see? You saw the early stages. You saw trailers, the very, very, very few that is left there. And then you saw building after building after building. And one thing that anybody who is learning to build or knows how to build can tell you when they go to Straitway is you can see the early structures they built all the way to what is being built to this very day. You can gradually see the improvement from building to building to building to building to building to building. And it's the same way on every single community. Why? Because you have men that actually go out there and build. You ain't about to build no building in no Jordans wrapped in saran wrap. It just ain't gonna happen. It's just not going to happen. Again, this is a warning. Y'all better listen.
You know, real quick, you know, the Amish have rules. You know, the Amish have a form and function. See, I just heard in the speech, like you're gonna, like you said, Pastor, they're gonna come together and you have an idea, and that idea is not going to formulate well because number one, all them people that they're gonna bring together, people are too impatient to wait to see things out. And if it ain't no vision to show where this thing is gonna end up and to really direct people on where to put their hands on what aspects in the vision so that it can be pressed forward, it's not going to work because people don't have, you know, especially now in this microwave generation, people just don't have the mindset to see things through. We see it in ministry, and you've been doing this for a long time. So to see that and to hear those types of things and to really know for myself, you know, what you've been preaching, to get out and put my hands to the plow, to work, to for my children to see me out applying it, you know, they love it. You know, I got pictures, man, from all we was out there till 12 something last night, you know, getting that thing framed up and doing it. And I had my sons out there. They love it. You know, they way past their bedtime. See, them the type of things opposed to having people come and build it for you. See, when the shit hit the fan, you're not going to know how to continue to do things after they shut everything off. And that's the whole thing. If you're going to go do this, you know, it's just amazing what people's mind is. So I just want to put that out there.
Hey, so you know, Michael Israel and everybody, I want to tell everybody this. I'll quote that real quick. Hate not laborers' work, neither husbandry, which the Most High have ordained. And that's just a fact. And most of our people are too busy running from everything that the Most High says. But you know, the sad part about this particular thing that they're trying to put together, this community, is this. The first sign of disagreement that takes place there, the very first sign of disagreement, including amongst the board members or the landowners or the investors, who's going to be right? Because you're going to have somebody's going to make a choice and decision. And what's going to happen is that as soon as somebody can't have something their way or get it the way they want it done, and then there's going to be discord and dissension and division. And then from there, somebody's either going to get put off or you're no longer welcome because they don't have no rule structure. There are no structures or rules there. And then those people are going to leave disgruntled. And you know what is going to happen? The first thing is going to happen to them, they're going to run to social media, just like a bunch of disgruntled people have left Straitway and other communities. And they're going to go tell their side of the story. And nobody's heard the whole side of the story. They're going to go tell their side of the story. And they're going to experience the same thing because they have no idea of the human dynamic that they're involved in. They just don't know. They don't have the experience. Let's go to timestamp on that same video, 1321, if y'all can pull it up. Timestamp 1321.
Okay, and we're heading to that. And while he's pulling that up, on that video we just had up there, I mean, on that word husbandry means like gardening, farming. So just clarify that to you. And hey, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Somebody will rent this for $200-$300 a night, just to be out away from everybody.
Go back a little bit.
Rewind a little.
People pay that. That like they will pay if this thing was already. Let's say if it had the installation, even right now.
Right. Yep.
If it had solar power, somebody will rent this for $200-$300 a night, just to be out away from everybody.
Yep. All right. Think about that again. What it's about, just like everybody can see. What is it about? It's about money. $200-$300 a night. So if you have 115 acres, and that little shed that we seen there is on less than a quarter of an acre of land. He's talking about if you just rent that out, $200 or $300 a night to stay there. If it had insulation and solar or whatever it is, again, this is a money-making Ponzi scheme. It has nothing to do about people coming out of being of one heart, one mind, one soul, or one spirit. It has nothing to do with it at all. It is a song and dance. You're going to get a bunch of people. Look, they are piped, harped, and they expect for you all to get out there and start buck dancing to the tune of what they're selling. And again, they know the demographics because you look at all those people that are listening to this man talk who is ignorant as hell, has no experience whatsoever at all. They're all sitting there bobbing their head like one of those little baseball dolls that's in the back of a car when you're going down the road. Just sitting there agreeing. And none of them have no wisdom, no experience, no nothing about building or none of this at all. And he keeps mentioning money. Everything in his breath is about how much money, what somebody's going to pay, Come on, Pastor.
I'm just laughing at Brother Ron. He said Airbnb, man. Oh, man. Hey, go ahead, Pastor Muir.
I'm man. You talk about $200 or $300 a night. You're gonna have 200 or 300 demons a night too. What I want to know is both spiritually and naturally. How do you fight if you ain't on one accord? They talked about Black Wall Street. What happened to Black Wall Street? Go look at the history of it. So when you consider it, how without one mind, and again, the only way you can have one mind, there's nothing on this earth where you can have one mind if it's not centered on Yah. You can come in saying you're going to have one mind, but the minute one thing happens, all shit going to hit the fan. Can you imagine? Think about it. I was just telling Deacon, consider Jonah. Do you remember what happened when the waves was rumbling? Everybody else on that they was praying to their mighty one. What result came? Nothing. It was only till a man of Yah gave the instruction on what to do. Just so happened it would put me overboard. Now, with that though, what were everybody there able to do? They listened to a man of Yah. Guess what happened? It stopped. But you're telling people they can come here and you can do whatever you want. Come with your ideas. Come with your plans. I'm telling y'all again, for all y'all that's on here, because I done went through, every time I look, it's, oh man, y'all hating. Y'all want to see somebody fall. Again, Pastor said it, and I'm going to keep saying it. He hope he wrong. Understand something. The prophets weren't popular either, because they were warning y'all about folk trying to take advantage of you. They were warning y'all, telling y'all to turn back to the covenant that was given to our fathers. And here it is in today's day and age. You have two hirelings that are out here telling you you can have common unity without the scriptures. Again, that came from his mouth. Y'all need to understand what y'all hearing, man. Let's keep going. I know we got a lot.
So what in the world are they going to do when all Sam's hang days come and one of these witches want to dance around a bonfire butt naked and play loud music at 1 o'clock in the morning? You trying to get some sleep? You going to call the housing authority? And they go, hey, I'm telling you, this is nonsensical. This is doomed to fail from the very beginning because it makes no sense. Oh, boy. I tell you, hey, so can you go to timestamp 3030, man, on that same video right there?
30. Yeah, that's the Board of Overseers.
There we
go.
go.
We're going to go to the board. And real fast, while he's going there, what Pastor said, talked about what are they going to do when the first disagreement happens. And you already have gotten a taste of that with the way Ringo and Nubreed dealt with Rollo. The first disagreement, they cut him off and dogged him out. That is not how, because they're talking about how we dealt with Pastor Rufus. Some of these men that's here right now labored for days and weeks trying to come up with the judgment. Okay? And he departed straightway before the judgment could come. Mm-hmm. But anyway, if we have that video,
the people, but I found out that we can add people's name to a trust at any time.
As trustees.
Yeah, we can add people's name to it.
You have a grantors and trustees.
Yeah, and we definitely want to have like a board, and the board is not to really tell people they can and can't do. Right. It's just to oversee. Right. It's just to oversee because
make sure things stay in righteous order.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
All right.
Well, the book says he gave some apostles, prophets, evangelists, pastors, and teachers, and they were all there for a reason. He set up a chain of command. He said in Jeremiah 3:15, I'm going to give you a pastor according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. Moses did not use Korah, Dathan, and Abiram as a grantors or a board of trustees. They didn't have a deacon board, an usher board, or an ironing board. They had one man that was in charge, and he had a crew of people that was in support of him. You had captains over 100, captains over 50s, captains over 20s, captains over 10s. But these people right here, if you listen to them, they're using legalese. Now what they're doing, now they're mixing the law of this world through legalese with what should be independently the way that the Most High is supposed to be. They taught us to operate, but they can't do it. They can't do it because they're trying to toe the line of compromise. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to put their feet on both sides of the fence. They sound good. but they only sound good to the ignorant and unlearned. But those of us that are informed, they don't sound good at all. They sound ignorant as I don't know what I'm telling you. It sounds like a Ponzi scheme. Straight up, it does. Pastors?
Yep. Well, you know, Pastor, you came right down exactly where I'm at, you know, and I just keep pointing it out because you got to understand, you know, when, and you said it, you know, what do you do in the middle of the night when you got a witch dancing butt naked? You know, and these folks, you got to understand, folks want to do their own will. Folks want to do their own thing. They don't want to follow instructions. They don't want to follow order. People want their own space at their own rate, but they want to do it at your expense. And that's what a lot of people you're going to get coming out there. And so when I look at this, and when I go back to the comments that I see down here, a lot of people, like, you know, like Pastor Muir said, you know, that we're hating. You know what I mean? Somebody's getting hated on. Nobody's hating on these people, you know, or nobody's trying to stop what they're doing. It just comes down to the fact that it's our job to make sure that you who have a listening ear have an understanding. This is one reason why this ministry has worked like it has, because y'all, you know, for myself, I'll say this. Watching how Pastor Dowell had it in his heart to watch over the heritage of the Most High Yah. That was part of my decision in coming here, because guess what? I know I can bring my family here. My family have not been injured. My family have not been put in situations in this ministry to not grow in the Most High Yah and to keep our mind focused on soul salvation. What the hell is going to be the focus there if we ain't focusing on getting ready for the king to come? What's going to be the focus? And you Israelites, and you're Israelites, and not only that, but how do you handle this according to Yah and not according to the ways of the world when you got all these different people mixed? You got the Torah, but what do they got? See, watch this. 1 Corinthians 6, 1-3. Dare any of you having a matter against another brother go to the law before the unjust and not before the saints? Do you not know that the saints will judge the world? And if the world shall be judged by you, are ye unworthy to judge the smallest matters? Know ye not that we shall judge angels? How much more the things that pertain to this life? So when I look at that, it's like, how are you going to mix and mingle those types of things when we know how? You heard what Michael Israel said. We sat countless hours, lost of sleep, time on the road, really trying to come up with what is Yah's ways. I mean, not making it up, bringing and throwing these things back and forth. When you have people that don't have a half a sense to understand that these things take time because you fear the Most High Yah. You're not trying to bring just your own way, and you know the magnitude of judging falsely between brother and brother, then you ain't just gonna do that. This was a righteous process that these people don't know shit about, and then you get on here on a video just talking. You wasn't even here. So there's another false witness just opening his mouth about what you think happened, and then you can ready to lead people. You're gonna have people come and dwell that you just gonna live. You know what happened when you bring a bunch of people together. I seen it. There was a high rise in St. Louis called the Cochran Projects that went up. I don't know, that damn thing went up probably 20 floors. Boy, that thing got killing, shooting, stealing, and all kind of shit happening every night, because when you put them type of people on top of each other, they don't have rules, that don't have sense, that's what you're going to get. So guess what? You better hear wisdom from a man who's been doing this for a long time.
Hey, and again, Pastor Corey, that's in the so-called Hebrew Israelite community. You will run into them type of characters. If you're going outside there, I don't know what you're gonna get.
I'm gonna tell you this. Consider this, okay? Because I'm gonna keep harping on this. Nubreed said without being religious. Okay. Ringo said without the scriptures. That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
without the scriptures. Okay, so guess what? For everybody that's out there that say they are Israelites, right? Y'all all know this. Let's hear it. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh Elohim. Okay, so let's see if it matters where you're located. It says to observe, to do all his commandments. He said they're gonna let anybody else come. They want to come. It doesn't matter what background you're from. To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Okay, let's see it. Curse shall thou be in the city, and curse shall thou be in the field. Okay, so they spoke vividly about the city, and we all know what's coming. And the cities is this, and the cities is that. Now you're going out to the field with the same lifestyle in the cities of what? Saying you can do whatever you want. Just come out here. You're going to be the same curse. Look what he says. Cursed in the cities, cursed in the field. Then he says, cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. You heard what they was talking about? What they're going to store up, what they're going to grow. Let's keep reading. So we're going to have businesses cursed. Look what he says. Cursed shall the fruit of thy body. That's if you have children in these lands. Don't matter if you're in the city. Don't matter if you're in the field. Cursed the fruit of the land. He said that they was going to grow food. He brought up an example of somebody having greens and kale and they growing eggplants and how they can just trade. Well, what if it's a Pratt and heathen and you claim to follow the Most High? Oh, we're gonna screen them. Oh, really? It worked like that. Guess what? I'm telling you right now, that's the reason for homesteads or moving near communities prior to a community, because you can't screen somebody over a phone. Anybody can say, hey, I got the same mind. I'm trying to tell y'all tonight, y'all that are on these comments and on these, man, I'm going to go spend my money. I'm going to come out there with y'all. Y'all better understand when the warning is coming forth. I know it's not popular, but y'all better understand when the warning is coming forth. All y'all done read Deuteronomy 28. Here it is, right again, full circle in your face. Curse shall the fruit of your body. Curse the fruit of the land, the increase of thy kind, and flocks and sheep. And you know the rest of the chapter. So what's going to stop you from repeating the exact same things that we all have known and all have been accustomed to when things are done without the Bible or without the scriptures, like Ringo has said to y'all? I'm telling y'all, y'all better take heed. You think I care? You think any of these pastors on here care? You think Michael Israel care? How y'all look and how y'all may perceive and how many videos y'all gonna make and how many y'all gonna steal name and image and likeness and put stuff on it? You think people care about any of that? No, we're trying to warn y'all from destruction that is coming. It's a reason why these communities that we've been on, these communities work. And the reason why they work is because Yah is at the forefront of it. And you can say what you want to say. Oh man, y'all taking people money. I got a room full of brothers right now. They can all attest, which they don't have to, but they can. They can all attest that they are well taken care of. I mean, where can you find a place, as it said, with all these acres? Where can you find a place with 140 acres, houses and dining halls and schools and I mean, you can go down the list, office building. Where can you find that at? Where nobody got to pay no mortgages. You ain't got to pay no rent. You ain't got no bills. Oh, how do y'all do it? No, go listen to Nubreed. Or you can humble yourself, like the word tell you, and come sit at the feet of somebody that know what they doing. How about that? It's right in front of your face. We're trying to warn y'all to wake you up. This is the purpose of tonight's broadcast. I'm trying to tell y'all.
So let me tell you what's really going on. Let's just call it for what it is and stop playing Mr. Nice Guy. RingoTv and Nubreed are wolves in sheep clothing. Period. Point blank. Why? Because they're trying to smite the shepherd so the sheep will be scattered. They ain't bringing nobody together but a bunch of witches, warlocks, wizards, Anybody want to do whatever the hell they want. The scriptures clearly says in Exodus 23:32, thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods. Thou shalt not dwell in their land, lest you make thee to sin against me. For if you serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto you. Judges 2:2. And you shall make no league with the inhabitants of the land. You shall throw down their altars, but you have not obeyed my voice. Why have you done this? Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they will be thorns in your sides, and their God shall be a snare unto you. Exodus 34:12. Take heed unto yourselves, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land where you go, lest it be a snare in the midst of thee. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, cut down their groves. For thou shalt worship no other Elohim, for Yahweh, whose name is jealous, is a jealous El. And if we'll cut over Hezekiah and Jeremiah a little bit later about the watchman is set up on how to give you warning, But nevertheless, hey, let's go on to one more time. So let's go down here to the 44:52 of this same video. Take a small break, Michael Israel. Then we'll go over to the small house videos, all right? The same video, 44:52, where the woman
place
said,
like this doesn't mean that
go ahead.
you're exempt from getting sick or disease, but lessen your chances, right?
I want to be around long enough to see my investment.
I know that's right.
Now, y'all heard what she said, right? She wants to be around long enough to see her investment. That woman is a business owner. That woman owns multiple homes. That woman owns all kinds of stuff. She is investing. Y'all understand what investors do? Investors invest in an ideal. They put money up in an ideal, and they're hoping that somebody else would peddle the ideal that would bring in other people to invest into the ideal, and the investors get paid dividends. The investors get paid depending on how many people come in to this particular scheme. And they're hoping that these forerunners, these front runners like Nubreed and Ringo will continue, because them two, I'm going to tell you right now, they ain't going to move there. They're not going to move there. They will not move. They're going to bring all you in, but they ain't going to do. All they're going to do is set up and show, we here with boots on the ground, Jordans with cellophane on, afraid to get them dirty. I said, man, if you want to walk the land, do like we do. Y'all seen us walk lands. Look all them wood lines just over there. You said there's only 20 acres open. Get your ass in a damn wood line and walk it, man, and see what it's really about. Pastor Muir tell you, when we went and walked this land, we went in the woods. We went through the creeks and the swamps. We went through the woods. Pastor Corey tell you the same thing, man. We went through. But see, these melanated people, man, these city slickers are city slickers. I'm telling y'all, again, they know the demographics of the people they're dealing with, and they're playing on your dismal ignorance. That's what they're doing. Because they ain't going to get out there and lift one damn finger. These people fit what Messiah said. You will cross land and sea to make one proselyte. And when you have made him, you made him twofold more the child of hell than you are yourself. That's exactly what these people are doing. And this woman right here is laughing because all she wants is to see her bank account fat before she dies. That's all basically what she said. Interpretation. Pastors?
Dang, there ain't nothing to say after that. That's exactly what it is.
All right, so what we're gonna do, y'all, we're gonna take a quick 4-minute break. I want y'all, if y'all can, watch the video we're gonna put up. It's a video of I saw a little bit of the beginning. It's like a video of Straitway early on. Uriah, if you could cue that video up, and when you get it up there, we'll go ahead and go on break for, I think it's about 4 minutes long, and then we're gonna reconvene.
Boy, they finna learn something now. You finna get the history.
All right, go. All right. And if you saw that video, I could only think one thing. You will know them by their fruit. You will know them by their fruit. Listen, I want to tell y'all something. What y'all gonna hear tonight from those guys, because they're gonna be live tonight trying to come against what's being said here. But I'm gonna tell you, what you're gonna hear from them are the definition that I told y'all right there: false premises. Again, that definition is this refers to a statement that is assumed to be true but is actually false and upon which an argument is based. They're going to come to you, they're going to try to say, we just hate them and we don't like them and we hate them and we're jealous of what they said. That's the narrative they're going to go with. But the reality is, if we really hated them, if we really felt they were our enemies, we wouldn't even come on here and do this. We got plenty to do. You see what I'm saying? So y'all need to call them out on this in the comments when they go live tonight. Y'all need to check them on this stuff. With that, pastors, did y'all have anything? I'm gonna see what the next video is.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pastor. Go ahead, Pastor Muir. Look like you had something to say.
I was chomping at the bit after that video. I'm gonna make this very quick. Without what, it's impossible to please y'all.
Hey,
You know what you just saw? Faith. That's what you just saw. That's what you saw. You saw 4 minutes of faith. Now, my question is this: how do you do that without Yah or without the scriptures, like Ringo said? How? It's impossible. There is no common unity without Yah. That is a video of faith. That's why it is pleasing unto Yah, and that's why he continues to prosper whatever we put our hand to. It's clear. Do you not see that? Did y'all see that? Okay. Go ahead, Shep.
and you know, we're still sitting here on this land 26 years later and still going. What is that? I think it's 13 communities and an innumerable amount of homesteads, and still building, still buying, still growing, still after all of this. But I tell you what, Pastor Corey, go ahead, man. I ain't got nothing to say, man. I ain't.
You know, Chef, it just, here's the thing. You know, it don't matter what type of video they do, Chef. That is, it's a very impressive, you know, view of just staying and keeping your hand to the plow. That's keeping your hand to the plow, because people do have no idea the amount of hours, the amount of faith, the amount of just continuing preaching and keeping this vision out in front of people because you believe in Yah. That's really what this is. When you think about us having fellowship in the morning, you know, coming together to have morning fellowship and dining together, you know, and just doing all of these things. We doing this on something that we came in on. You start this in the 90s. We this 2024, and here it is, I'm bringing my children in on this same formula of just trusting in the Most High and doing these things that truly work. It's an amazing thing. Every day I wake up and I'm doing this, and I'm not out in the cities. Ain't no gunshots going on. Ain't no car accidents. People ain't running across my front yard. None of them things are happening, but we have an opportunity to just do those same things where we can pull our children out and bring them to something that is really going to bless their lives. That's what I would want. I don't want to just go and be a part of something where I don't really know what the end result of that is going to be. And that ain't hating. That's just truth. When you saw this video that Brother Mike Israel played about what this has been, that's all we talking about. You can't get mad and mix this with hate versus fruit. Hate and fruit don't have nothing to do with it. We hear Pastor Dowell sitting there. You can ask him any question. You can go back and ask him what made him do. You're going to hear the same message every time. And that's what I'm hoping y'all get from this. Just like we said at the beginning. Bless y'all.
Hey, if anybody over there listening to Ringo and Nubreed and you think they got well, you are doubting that they have the solutions and answers, here we are. We can help you out if you want to be helped. But I'm going to tell you one thing, like I said before, The one thing with all this fluff that they're doing out there and all this selling that they're doing, all this snake oil salesman they're doing, they're not accounting for the human dynamic that you will be faced with when you live on community. You will be faced with that human dynamic. They're trying to divorce that like as if it's not real. That's because you have no wisdom. You have no experience. You have no knowledge. You have no understanding. And that's where I come in. That's where these pastors and Brother Israel come in, because, man, we're living with our people every single day. And this is the thing. If you don't understand and comprehend this, then you're doomed from the very beginning. Not that we want you to fail, but you're already going to fail because you refuse the counsel that comes from the Most High Yah. You just got finished seeing fruit of people who've been prophesying against me for over 30 years. And guess what? All their prophecy fall to the ground. You know why? No weapon that is formed against me shall prosper. And every tongue that rise up against me in judgment, thou shalt condemn, because this is the heritage of the children of God.
That's it.
I mean, how long are you going to continue to keep believing these fools and doing the same old stuff? And you're going to still see me still standing, still seeing Straitway, still going and still growing. And you watch these brothers, these so-called males, they will come to naught because they have touched Yah's anointed and they'll put their mouth on the wrong one. So let's go with that video, man. Over at the small house one. Which one did y'all pull up yet already?
Yeah, I think, let me see.
I want to pull up the 1720 and
That's
then
what we got.
Listen to the contradiction on 2110. So
Okay.
go 1720 first.
Yes, sir.
Man. That thing is going, I asked, how long you think that's going to hold up? He said, I'm going to be dead and gone. That thing is still going to be here for my kids. $10,000.
No power bill.
Yep, no power bill, no nothing. So that's why we're just like, you know what? Yeah, you can come start business here, but why would you not want to be able to put something out here like this, live out here, save your money up, start your business, generate whatever you want to generate?
I like the fact that he said,
Man, you can look at all these people, man. Listen, these people are speaking without any knowledge. That thing is not going to be set up and last until they dead gone. That thing will rot in place. That's what that thing is going to do. You know why? Because they don't know what the hell they doing concerning building. That thing will decompose right there in place. They're lying to y'all, man. They're lying. And then you look at the poor woman back here. Poor woman, just as ignorant as a day is long, trying to co-sign with him. And you look at Ringo, he just lost his day. He don't even believe the bullshit. Just look at his face. He just said, he looking like this in the mirror. He said, I'll be damn if I'm gonna move. I'll be damn if I'm gonna move my ass out of here. In a damn shed. Bought on the side of the road. Look, Ringo ain't gonna give up all them Jordans. He is not gonna give up all them Jordans, man, with cellophane on it to keep it from getting dirty, to get out there and put his boots, literal boots on the ground, brother. This is what Pastor Dowell boots look like. Look at them. That's Pastor Dowell boots. Look at them. Look at them. And this is what your hands gonna look like. Your hands don't look like that, Ringo, while you said about punching keyboards. Man, look, the fool have said in his heart that there's no Yah. Listen, Yah has not sent them. I'm going to say the same thing that Jeremiah said against Hananiah. Hananiah prophesied falsely and tried to come against Jeremiah. Jeremiah kept warning them about Babylon. They don't want to hear it. They sat up there and put stocks on Jeremiah. They broke the stocks on top of them, said, I am a prophet of Yah. Jeremiah says, he is making you to trust and believe in a lie. Don't believe them. That's the same thing that Pastor Dowell telling you. Don't you believe these false brothers, these false prophets, these evil beasts and they slow bellies. They're going to use y'all. I promise you, watch and see. Mark my words.
All right. We have.
Go 2110 real quick, because you just heard it said, right? You get everything you need. There's no rent, no power bill, nothing. That's what they said in 1720. Go to 2110 and listen to this contradiction.
All right.
So you want to get this flipped in
This
2
will be
weeks.
paid off, and this will be paid off in about it.
I'm talking about the work you're going to do inside. You
Oh
going to
no,
flip that?
I'm gonna need a little bit more time to take
Okay.
because I want to get all of the plumbing the way I wanted to get. I want all the walls to be insulated and stuff. I want to do shiplap on the walls as opposed to drywall, which is a little bit more expensive. It's definitely more expensive and stuff. So those things in that area, we just got to build up a little bit more capital as far as that's concerned. Figuring out the right dynamic, like the refrigerator that we want is going to cost us $1,000, but it's a 12 volt, so it's going to run off of the solar panels. So some things are going to take us a little bit longer and everything, but for the most part, the bare bones is already here. I can tap into some of these outlets that's already here. So that's the big, big plus and stuff.
I mean, this was the big part of the job right now. So even by the end of the year, if you're just getting the basics done, that's still good.
Oh no, I'll be down here. If I was here for a month consistently, for one whole month, it'd be done in 30 days.
Why do you want to do shiplap instead of drywall?
I do drywall all the time. Shiplap is something I can sit there and run this whole wall and be done in a day. Drywall, you gotta hang it, then you gotta tape it. You put 3 coats of joint compound on all your joints and everything. So it's just as far as speed wise, but it's just something, just because we are in a wooded area, just to do something different. Just to do something different.
Now, you know what I just got finished hearing? Now, I'm a soldier, and I got 2 football players that are pastors that are sitting right down in front of me. Now, watch this. All right? All I need for y'all pastors to do is just do like you seen them people doing. Y'all just bob your head like this, okay? Y'all ready? Y'all ready, pastors?
We ready.
Okay. All right. So the first thing in the morning, what we're going to do is we're going to go and practice actions in the aircraft. And then the actions in the aircraft, after that, we're going to go shoot up. And once we go shoot up, we're going to head over the green ramp. When we head over the green ramp and stuff, we're going to wait until they give us the sign to go. We're going to load up on the C-130. We're going to pull our nets up and everything. Then we're going to put our seats down. We're going to load up and put our chutes and our rucksacks and everything on there. And then once they open up the door, we're going to holler, 20 minutes! Get ready! Outboard personnel, stand up! Inboard personnel, stand up! Hook up! Check static line! Check equipment! Sound off for equipment check! All right, now watch this. Pastor Muir, go ahead and give me a defensive play call, man. And I'm going to try to believe what you're saying. I'm going to interpret like I've been there and I know it.
Hey, he come to tell you, hey, here you go. Feel fine night. Strong left. Move. Huh? Hey, what's the call? You gave us the call.
You see what I'm saying? You just got to set up and blow a bunch of damn smoke and rhetoric up in these people hindquarters, ignorant as hell, and they're co-signing. Y'all don't even know what the hell he's talking about. It's 2 total different languages. God. Pastor Muir didn't understand a damn thing I said. I damn so didn't understand a thing he said. I promise I didn't. That's what y'all dealing with.
But it looks good on video to the ignorant.
Pastor, you got to give it up. That I nailed that one.
Oh boy. Oh man. Bro, Elder Rob said I knew exactly what he's talking about. Elder Rob be over there talking about some man, why they knife.
This is sad. It is sad.
Oh man.
Mike Israel, what else you got, man? This is so sad, man. The simple believe everything.
And
Wow.
just going back and continuing on the main theme of what we're talking about with this thing, y'all. In all seriousness, we are sincerely trying to warn you. For those of y'all who have followed me, or if you go look at my channel, I have been all throughout the Hebrew Israelite community. Sister Koya was watching me organize video because I'm gonna be putting a documentary out soon about my journey through this whole Hebrew Israelite community. I've been around the camps, the assemblies, the individualites, the isolationites, you name it. I saw it. And to date, I have not seen a group of Hebrews and saints like I met here at Straitway. This is all, we got receipts. This is all documented stuff. That's why I'm so vocal about this, because I know the way it is out there. And what happened with Nubreed, he's getting anxious or something. He wants to make something happen. And like I said, he denounced his Hebrew Israelite thing. He was a member of some organization out there. He denounced that because I guess he saw all the dysfunction out there. But like I said, because I saw somebody in here, and pastors, if you can, I'll have y'all answer this question somebody asked. This is a pretty good question. But when somebody asked, let me pull it up. They asked, can y'all help them if possible? Listen, they turned against Pastor without, and mind you, you go back a month and a half ago, they speak great about Pastor. And then literally without calling him or anything, they turned against him and did over 100 hours worth of negative false videos against him for a month straight. We're helping them right now. Whether y'all don't think it or not, they pointed out already. They gave him olive branches. They're showing him a lot of errors they're already making. But again, if you listen, if you're a effeminate man and you listen with your emotions and you see with your feelings, you ain't gonna see it. You're not gonna see it. This is how a lot of y'all getting misled now. That's why he got such a big following over there, because a lot of y'all are misled. But anyway, Pastor, or any of y'all pastors, what do y'all think of that question that they asked there? I'll put it on the screen. That's a question. And I think they were asking that in all sincerity.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that, I had it 100% in my heart. Everybody knows that I've made myself available and made myself known that if you just pick up the phone, call the dining hall and stuff, I'll be willing to come and teach a congregation. I'll be willing to lay it out for y'all, just like I did up at Hebrews and Negroes. I've done this. It's documented. It's recorded. It's here on
Receipts.
YouTube. I made myself available. No, I even made myself available to teach church security, because we're seeing pastors getting guns drawn on them all over the place. Years ago, I did all this stuff. Nobody's calling. Nobody's ringing. And the people that did, you know what they did? They wanted me to pay for my own plane ticket to get out there and fly all the way to California. And then they wanted me to give them the classes and teach them for free. They wanted to pay me for my time, energy, and effort or nothing. And I said, if you ain't going to do that, just come out here and just learn it from Straitway. You can get it from there. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. So people keep talking about, I want you to help. Every time you listen to Nubreed and you listen to RingoTv, you listen to them. It's always about them getting their hands into your pockets about everything. It's all about getting their hands into your pockets, about trying to make this initiative. They got some nice they've been listening to these Gentile heathens out here trying to sell stuff. And they've been listening to them really, really good. But these folks, listen, you can't teach nobody nothing if you ain't learned nothing for yourself. You can't do it. There's no way possible. These people don't have your best interest in mind whatsoever at all. Now, can we help them? I'm going to tell you right now, No, I'm not going to help them. Once you have made yourself known as my enemy, and you've done that because you received a false accusation. The Bible says against an elder, first of all, number one, rebuke not an elder, but entreat him as a father. But don't you receive a false accusation. Don't you even give a false accusation unless it comes out of the mouth of two, or if you're going to have an accusation, let it be out of the mouth of two or more witnesses so that every word may be established. They didn't do that. And then you look at what's ensued and pursued from this point on, all the way from now, all the way up until this point right now. They have kept on with their campaign because there was something in their heart. The real jealousy and the real envy is what's been in their heart. You don't see Pastor Dowell out here or none of the pastors in Straitway making 9 and 10-hour videos consecutively. I keep telling you, man, there's some homosexual, effeminate, I'm telling you, women type of spirits, fatal attraction stuff going on when you give any man that kind of time. You don't even give your wife that kind of time. Why would you give any man that kind of time unless there's something wrong somewhere? Because those of us that are working, man, we ain't got time for that, man. We just don't have time for that. And when we do have time for it, we bring forth this word and this truth. So, you know what's crazy about this generation? You turn around and you get slapped. And then when you ball up your fist and knock the living hell and the shit out of the person that slapped you, they want to blame you for defending yourself from the person that slapped you. This is the dismal ignorance and the spiritual retardation we're dealing with in this generation. So you got these little soft and feminine men, these little small smurfs of the men who can't do shit. They get up here to get their platform because they're content creators. They're trying to sell you a song and a dance. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sell you a bill of goods out of all this stuff, and they ain't going to lift a one finger to do a damn thing themselves. Now, I got a question to ask the woman about the shower house. Now, she went around the place and never answered the question because we want to know what is the estimate of how much it would cost. Go to the timestamp of 3716. 3716, and let's see exactly how much that's going to be. The timestamp. 3716. Ask him to pull that up real quick and let's see.
Okay, so what? And while he's pulling that up, I just want to say now one of their accusations against pastors that he's jealous and he doesn't want to see any other communities come up or anything like that. And again, we got receipts. You just heard it right there. Okay. So
build a great big one, and then having the lines coming off of the individual properties.
Right. So for like just a rough estimate, just for the record, right? So let's say if we was to build a shower house out of here, you're talking about 6 showers, 3 for the women's side, 3 for the men's side, 3 toilets, 3 sinks. A rough estimate of what the cost of a septic could be for that.
Go ahead, babe.
Well, we were actually talking about that yesterday, going with, for right now, the porta pots, because basically that's a company that can come in and suck them out. Yeah. Same thing with your septic system as well, too. Yeah. So some campgrounds do have what they call a honey wagon come in and suck it all out and take it away. Right. But to start off with something small like that is doing the 3 and 3. But when it comes to like the showers and stuff, you basically would do like a pallet base, but then underneath that pallet base, you're going to dig out and put pea gravel. So you're basically just because it's your regular soap water, just let it leach down into the field. Yeah. And to put covering over them would be kind of a roof style, a peak roof style, and putting a metal roof on it, but then putting gutters on it, so catching that water from the rain into rain barrels, so you're reusing all that water as well too. Nice. And then we talked about a centralized sink, so like for tenters can come over and wash their dishes and everything else like that, and then have one main water source for at least the tent people. So there's gonna have to be more than just a well. There's gonna have to be a couple wells throughout the property. Yeah. We're already talking, and the guys coming to come take a look, that we're putting a well back there, so that whatever goes back there can be feed off on one line, because as a plumber, he's all around. You have to have a certain pitch, but you're only going to be able to take it so far. That's right. This would never suffice back here, right, because you definitely would have to put some type of another circulator pump somewhere to be able to to force that water to where it needs to get to.
That's right.
So that's
right.
another thing. So the pump is what, 1,400? 14,
Well,
1,500?
well, that's what they want for. That's what the guy want to do the whole thing,
The
including
whole
the
thing,
pump.
yeah.
The pump is like about maybe 4 something, 5 something.
Right.
Yeah, for the
But
pump.
you figure for each well, that's going to be about $1,500 total cost.
Yeah.
So, and that's where you get your source from.
Right.
But, you know, those are the things, and that's where it's like we got to pinpoint where everything's going to go, walk it out,
Right.
stake it off, so that everything's feasible.
So that's what your pump looks like right there.
Yeah.
And those bins over there, that's what we're going to use for the septic
Yeah.
system.
Septic.
You take 2 of those. Those are 250-gallon tanks. So like I
Yeah.
said, that's 500 gallons between the two. The amount of time it would take you to actually get through all of there, as well as it going out to a leach field, which is going to help keep
down clean.
Yes.
the
Yep. I was actually looking at a similar system. It was using 5 buckets. So once that first one filled, it filled the next.
Stop that damn rhetoric and bullshit, man. That's all it is. First of all, number one, that damn bladder tank ain't big enough to do no damn leaching at all. And then that woman, the same woman is trying to sit up there and blow all this damn hot ass smoke up y'all damn hindquarters about what it's going to take to be able to do a shower house. She never addressed that at all. She's telling y'all to do something that her fat ass ain't going to do her own damn self. I promise you that. And they don't know the damn difference between gray water and black water. They don't know the difference. What's the difference between gray water and black water? They never address who's going to build it, who's going to do what. The damn plumber didn't say a damn word because he never seen the damn building or the idea that they doing in themselves. Leach field? What the hell are you talking about a leach field if you got a septic system? What the hell are you talking about a leach field? Where's the gray water going? Where's the black water going? And if it's gonna take multitudes of wells, you only need one well that can run 3 or 4 shower houses, especially if it's a well that's giving over 30 gallons a minute. You need a bigger ass bladder tank. That's what you need. You need a bigger ass bladder tank. You need somebody know how to build, somebody know how to plumb, somebody know how to roof and run the electricity. That's what you need. And you need to know how to be able to separate the gray water from the black water. The black water is called shit and piss. That's what that's called. The gray water is called you when you wash your dishes, wash your hands and your ass. That's what that is called. Man, these people are, I'm telling y'all, man, these people that are telling, and you watching these ignorant, dismal, ignorant, melanated people out there co-signing doing it. Look, they all doing this, Pastor. Look.
Yeah, that's what they doing like this. I'm gonna tell y'all, man. Hey, bro. Hey, y'all better hear this warning straight up. Okay, let's talk about what we just saw. Okay, they told us gonna take a couple wells. You know how much a well costs?
Yeah, more than $1,500.
He said a $1,500 pump. You got a truck that weigh at least 50,000 pounds. They got to come down and drill. And they say, oh, we could just put the wells, first of all, or we could just pick the area. First of all, what happens if there ain't no water there? And they got to go down. Guess what? Just say, cha-ching, the more feet that they go down per foot. Cha-ching, cha-ching,
Yeah.
what if they don't strike water?
Mm-hmm.
What if they don't strike water? You're talking about a shower house, and the guy asked about a septic system. What kind of system you going to put in?
There you go.
You gonna do an old system? You gonna do infiltrators? You gonna do a Presby system? What type of system you gonna put in? How do you know what size tank you need for the system? What happens if you better hope you're running downhill? Look like it's flatland all over there. So when you put your leach field in, what happens? You gotta know how to put a pump in, so you can get your black water to your septic system. That's even if you divide them both. There's so much stuff to go into this, and then you gotta ask yourself the question. Because I know we speak in Chinese. This is what I'm telling you. Y'all better listen to this stuff. And then you got to ask yourself this. Okay, well, we just going to hire out to do it. You better say at least 25,000 immediately. Just for the septic. Just for the septic system. To have somebody else do it. You see? I was telling the brother, I'm sitting here. Now this hand cramping up. This hand cramping up, and I'm sitting here drinking electrolytes and water. It just come with it. You want to know why? Because we said 115-degree greenhouse, making sure these beds is right so we can grow this food. Getting it in. I'm telling y'all better not fall for this rhetoric that these men are out here. Hey, take the warning. Y'all can say we hating all you want, but I'm telling you right now, somebody that will listen is, and the people that won't. Y'all go out there 2-3 years from now, and y'all wondering what in the world that I was doing. I heard that broadcast and I should have listened. I should have listened. I'm telling y'all, that man, she said a $1,500 pump. Where you gonna put the pump in? You gotta drill the hole. Boy.
Then you got to run the line and no telling how deep the line is. Then you need a pressure. Then you need a pressure valve. Then you need a bladder tank, and you can go on and on and on. How big is the bladder tank and all that? How big is the septic tank? Because the septic tank is all predicated upon how many people that are using the septic tank. And what are you going to do then if you undersize it? Then you're going to have a problem with overflow. You're going to call out Jethro to come and pump the damn tank, which is designed to be pumped every 3 to 5 years. You got to bring his ass out every 3 months because too many people are pooping and shitting and pissing.
And you better not ask for a concrete tank. That's a whole lot more. Hey, then the man had the reserve tank outside sticking up out the earth. The reserve tank was outside with blocks in it. Man. Goodness gracious. Hey, man, y'all better listen. Y'all better listen, man, straight up. This is to help y'all. You better listen.
But see, this is the problem. When you got all these words, good words, fair speeches, you deceive the heart of some. You have all these words, no experience, no knowledge, no understanding. And listen, I know it. Listen, we get passionate about telling y'all this because you know how many years it take us to learn this? You know the experience? Pastor Muir just got finished telling you. We've been out there all damn day. Pastor Corey said we've been out there all night with my sons. We getting it done. We are burning the oil. They're burning the oil that I used to burn 20 years ago. They're burning it because they're getting these communities started. Man, these melanated folks with their cellophane Jordans and stuff, man, they ain't going to sit out there and get their hands dirty to get this done. It ain't going to happen. Listen, the blind lead the blind, both fall into the ditch. I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to turn it over to you, Michael Israel. It's Ezekiel 3:17. Son of man, I have made you to be a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word in my mouth and give them warning from me. Ezekiel 33:7. So thou, O son of man, I made you to be a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, thou shalt hear the word in my mouth and warn them from me. When I say unto the wicked, O wicked, thou shalt surely die. If you do not speak to warn, or you speak to warn the wicked of his wicked way, that wicked man shall die in his iniquity, and his blood will I require at your hand. Nevertheless, if you warn the wicked of his wicked way and turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but you have delivered your soul. That's what we try and do. Listen, Nubreed and RingoTv are workers of iniquity. Y'all better get your ass away from them because they are misleading y'all. All you melanated people who have none of this experience in all these camps or wherever the hell y'all in, let me tell you something. I'm going to say it again. I said it once. I said it at least 4 times on this broadcast tonight. They know the demographic of people that we're dealing with. They're seeking to fleece you, the flock of Yah. They're seeking to make merchandise you and take advantage of you. You better flee and don't get caught up in that rhetoric. You just got finished watching a bunch of dumb melanated people co-signing, shaking their heads, agreeing with stuff that they don't even know what the hell they're talking about. The simple believe everything. And y'all will sit up there and take me on cheap. Just because somebody point a finger at me, you don't never investigate the people that's doing the pointing of the finger? What is wrong with y'all? Man. All right, pastors. Brother Israel.
Yeah, I was laughing because in the comments they were saying that lady in that video, they said they recruited her from Craigslist. And then somebody else said, no, they got her from Facebook Marketplace.
Well, that woman owns a lot of land. That woman owns businesses. And she knows what to do to stay on top. She knows what to do. That's why she's investing in this because Look, there's a sucker born every damn day. That's the reason why. She knows exactly what it means. That's why she stated in the previous couple of videos and stuff, she hopes that she lived long enough to see a return on her investment. Return on investment is not your prosperity. Return on investment is how fat her bank account is going to be. And Nubreed and Ringo is in on it, because you can look at him and tell that they ain't going to be out there. They ain't going to live. Ringo is not coming out of that city, forsaking New York to live in North Carolina on a piece of land that he's got to protect his shoes by cellophane. He ain't doing it. He just literally ain't doing it. He's a punk and a coward and a liar and an evil beast and a slow belly. He is of Satan himself, a Diablo. He ain't going to do it. I promise you he ain't going to do it. He will not root up his family and get out of New York. I guarantee, if Ringo moves out of New York, I will personally write him a check for $5,000 if he does it.
Hey, hey, I'm laughing right now because let me tell you something that happens on community, right? The septic tanks in the US ain't like the ones in these cities, right? So if somebody flush something down the wrong thing, right? And they continue to do it and you don't know about it, you know it's gonna have to come a time where you're gonna have to dig that septic tank up in that leach field. And you're gonna smell a whole lot of shit. And you're gonna have to do it yourself. Or you can go pay $20,000, $30,000. But it's gonna come a time where you gotta literally go out there with gloves and do it yourself. Now, can you imagine you trying to replace a leach field on the septic system because something got clogged in it for people who, you know, you just you're not on one accord with? You know, it's just people that's coming in and they using the RV park. And all of a sudden, something that they flushed down the toilet, you got to go dig it up and fix it and repair it. You and the brothers that's there that say y'all gonna live there. Man, I'm telling y'all people, y'all better run far from these folk talking this. They telling y'all a pipe dream, man. Straight up.
Hey, we done dug up our septic system 3 times. And that's with Israelites. And you imagine trying to get all these people from different walks of life that's trying to come out here that's going to flush that feminine hygiene down the septic system because they don't care about your rules, your regulations, or something. They ain't going to be able to do it. They're paying $200 to $300 a month to rent and live there. Hey, we got the receipts. There it is, a receipt right there. There's a receipt right there. You can rent this thing, that one of them sheds that you can buy on the side of the road for $10,000. You can rent it, or you can buy it for $10,600. Or you can rent it for $200 to $300 a month, something like that. I'm telling you, man, it's sad. It's so sad. Pastor Corey, man, we didn't mean to keep on rolling like that, man, but they got us rolling, man.
Keep rolling. It's the truth.
It's sad. It's sad. These people, listen, they are making y'all to believe in a lie. They are not going to do what they say. They're banking on your ignorance. They're banking on that you will believe their rhetoric and their lies. They're banking on that because they know that. Look at the people that was there. Don't know nothing. Listen to them. Look at them. Look at them. Shaking their head, bobbing their head. I guarantee you, hey, let Ringo say whatever the hell he wants, but I guarantee you won't get his black ass out of that damn city and move to that community. I'll wait for that day. And the day that he does move to that community, him and his family, and they're established there and they ain't going back to New York, I will personally drive there and hand him, he can pick it. He can have cash or a check. I will deliver it to him and do a video about it and say that I was wrong.
All right. All right. Okay, now in the comments I see some of y'all, I don't know when you tune in, but I see some of you sisters in there. Look, one of y'all saying, "Oh, Nubreed isn't bad." Ringo, this that. Like I said, us men, we discern stuff differently. You might be discerning something through your feelings and emotions, but we looking through footwork and behavior and fruit. And it says you'll know them by their fruit. And truth be told, that's a whole nother dimension, a large dimension of this thing we didn't talk about, were having sisters on land, and the whole dimension that adds into it. So, but anyway, definitely think this is definitely going to serve what we intended this to be, and that is a digital record of everything we're saying, and then 2-3 years from now, this video is going to be there for y'all to reference that, hey, there's a record of the warning and that we issue. And hopefully you heed it and you're not looking at this video and saying, I should have listened. Pastors, we're gonna move. It's almost time to wrap up. I'm gonna turn it over to y'all for any closing statements or anything else y'all might want to address.
Hey, my last closing statement is this. I want to know, because just like Pastor Muir said, you got many different septic systems. But down here in Tennessee, I want to know how long those field lines are going to be for that shower house. That's what I want to know.
Man, hallelujah. As we close this out tonight, I just want to leave y'all with a few things you got to think about. You don't really understand or know, especially if you leave all your current conveniences. And when you living in an environment like this, and you don't have somebody, unless they're gonna have contracted help in, contracted maintenance, and you get to live in this utopia. No, it's gonna be a change of lifestyle. And I find oftentimes people don't survive this because you're not willing to put your hands to the plow. You're not really willing to put true boots on the ground and understand, just like when we first moved here, when things start breaking down, it wasn't nobody. Look, it was no matter of fact, shit was closed, and we had to figure out what needed to be done in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? And it ain't no time frame. It ain't nobody to call. You're gonna have to get it figured out, because if you don't, your family and the people around you that's dependent on it are looking to see that we are all about what we say we're about. See, coming out to this lifestyle ain't for everybody. And so people think they just gonna stack up and move out in the middle of the sticks and live behind the trees, just because a bunch of words and things sound good. It's gonna be a rude awakening. And so I pray that you don't take this video as hate, more so than, hey, just sit and analyze what's been said today. Don't try to make it out like, I looked at this Elijah Israel. That's if I'm saying his name right. You steady trying to analyze whether or not Pastor Dowell is gonna keep his word. Listen to what he said. If Ringo move his family out there and he stay there and not go back to New York, then he gonna do what he said he's gonna do, because you gotta understand, this ain't about all these, how y'all want to analyze all these little antics and all this little crap y'all be doing. Listen to what he's saying. He's really telling you that people you think gonna do this really ain't gonna do it. And if he do it, then guess what? He's gonna be the first one to respond as he said he's gonna do. Because we know people ain't gonna do this. A lot of people gonna do that. We went to the Hebrew to Negroes conference. All them people that sat and listened, and when it got done, I can't remember the brother's name that passed away. What's his name? Michael Israel? Michael Laws.
Michael Law.
Right. When he said, hey, we ought to listen to Pastor Dowell and come together. Who came together, Michael Israel?
Me? I came together with Straitway. That's it.
Nobody else did nothing. And this is years later, man. So I don't want to hear that shit, man. Y'all keep that, man. We done.
And listen, y'all. Again, I don't want y'all to lose focus on the core thing we're focusing on and the main point. And a lot of y'all in there who might be on the fence on this thing. It ain't if the Most High in it, it ain't gonna work. If you ain't got the right spirit, it's a done deal. And that's why we're sounding the alarm bells, because they have been showing fruit, especially recently, that the Most High ain't in this thing. We just see it in their footwork, in their footsteps, how they deal with situations that is played out online for everybody to see. So don't say you weren't warned. Pastor Muir, did you have anything? Did anybody else have anything? All right, y'all. Well, it was definitely an awesome, informative Ask the Elect. The the view count has stayed pegged out, over 700. And I know this video is going to go far and wide. But the other thing I want y'all to do, that if you want to fellowship, I saw somebody up in Chicago ask, is there a Straitway assembly up in that area? You need to call that number behind Pastor Dowell. If you could, there you go. And they're going to be putting it in the comments also. You also see it going across the bottom of the screen. And you need to reach out, and they will let you know if there are saints or an assembly in your area to fellowship with. So you could get around and see that what we're saying, see if what we're saying lines up with what's actually going on. And I think you're going to find it to be true. Also, there's a lot of new viewers here. Definitely subscribe to Pastor Dowell's channel. Also, Pastor Muir. Pastor Muir, your YouTube channel is Straitway Goshen, right?
Straitway, Indiana, Goshen.
Okay. And then Pastor Corey's channel. And Pastor Corey, your channel is
Straitway, Missouri.
Is Straitway, Missouri. And then mine is Spiritual Combat. I'm sure y'all have heard that. Subscribe to that. So y'all can see fruit with evidence, and you can compare and contrast the difference. Because it says, test all things, hold fast to that which is true. All right. But anyway, with that said, y'all, appreciate all y'all tuning in. You are watching Ask the Elect on Hold Fast Wednesday. And with that said, shalom, shalom.
You give me joy, 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 joy. You give me joy, joy, down in my soul. You made me whole. You give me joy, 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 joy. You give me joy, joy, down in my soul. You made me whole. New brethren, I say you new to the end. I'm saying new brethren. I'm saying new brethren. I'm saying new brethren. I'm saying new to the end. I'm saying new brethren. I'm saying new brethren. You give me joy, 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 joy. You give me joy, joy, down in my soul. You made me whole. You give me joy, 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 joy. You give me joy, joy, down in my soul. You made me whole. New brethren, I'm saying new to the end. I'm saying new brethren. I'm saying new brethren.